John and Mike, brew-news.com. Here we are again. Tonight we're doing some sampling of something dark, something mysterious.
Yep.
Another treasure from the John side of the bench here.
That's right. So this is a Schwarzbier, a black lager. I brewed this back in February of this year, and it was a experiment into let's just try to brew something that is more in line of what the style is supposed to be. And what I mean by that is a ton of Pilsner.
I wasn't looking at your recipe.
A ton of Pilsner, like a ton of Pilsner, a little bit of Munich, and then some Carafa Special II for
Pilsner,
color.
Munich, and Carafa Special II.
That's really it.
Cool. I'm just looking up the BJCP Black Lager style guidelines.
So this is coming right out of my keg too.
Would you call this a Schwarzbier?
Yes, I would. At least I'm trying to, because it's really I'm trying to keep the sort of the what I would think that dark roasty malts would bring to the party out of it. I'm just trying to make, you know, a beer that has dark coloring and yet not the dark flavors that I think some of the well-known, you know, roasted barley or, you know, just dark grains could bring to a beer recipe. So this is there's a couple things going on here. Number one, I fermented with White Labs 838. That's the Southern German lager yeast strain.
Nice.
I also brewed a Vienna lager right before I brewed this, and I fermented right on the cake. So
beautiful.
I racked out into a secondary vessel the Vienna lager, put that in the fridge to lager, or your fridge.
That came over to my house.
That's right, your fridge. It lagered in your fridge, and then I used my fridge to ferment this. So that's that. The other fun fact about this beer is that I used homegrown hops. So whatever I had left of the Mount Hood hops that I got from my brother, that went in there, and then also an ounce of his first year Cascade hops. So those were all thrown in very much in non-aroma locations in the boil, if that makes any sense. We did 1.5 ounces of Mount Hood at 60 minutes to go in the boil. We boiled for 60 minutes, and then we did 1 ounce of Cascade with 20 minutes to go. So that's what we got here. What do you
Homegrown Cascade?
Homegrown Cascade right here in the Great Northeast.
Here's my take. I read the BJCP style guideline. First impression is right on the money with the aroma.
You think?
Is that
Okay.
it should be mild to light coffee and subtle chocolate notes, which it's 100% light, mild chocolate and coffee notes. When I first smelled it, before I looked at the guidelines, I was like, oh, there's some coffee in there and a little bit of chocolate. And it's actually really nice. The reason why I looked, because I wasn't sure if this type of beer is supposed to be very lager-like, but without any, it's just supposed to be black lager without any of those characters, which is impossible to do, but people talk about it that way.
Yeah.
But the style guidelines allow for a very subtle, balanced, almost elegant display of a little bit of roast character. And I think in the aroma, it's 100% there. Like everyone knows, I'm not a big coffee fan, but it's really light and subtle, and it complements the chocolate really
I keep
well.
giving you these beers that have either coffee in them or are coffee reminiscent.
So the flavor itself is very lager-like. The initial taste is a slight sweetness from the Munich. It's well balanced, and then it dries out, and that's when you get a little bit of what there is of the roast character. Again, chocolate and a subtle coffeeness. There's a very pleasant bready mid-palate thing going on. My only critique with this would potentially be it could probably maybe subtly use a little more hop character, I think, in the finish.
Yeah.
There should be a noticeable, a moderate but noticeable bitterness to it, and it doesn't really have that. But the roasted malts are saving you there.
Yeah.
I think the roasted malts are still keeping it a perfectly well-balanced lager. I don't think it needs more hop presence, but if we just go strictly by BJCP, you know, I think that's the only place you'd get dinged on this. I mean, I can see through it in the lights. It's nearly super clear. It's got a beautiful like mahogany, very dark brown
Yeah.
thing going for it.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's not up to the light, it's dark brown, almost black. So
Yep.
it fits. The color is perfect. The carbonation level right now is great. It's
That's-
lacing on the glass.
I was going to ask you about the carbonation level because
For
to
lager,
me-
maybe it could be a little more aggressive, but
Really? See, I'm thinking
Right?
it's very tingly on the tongue, and
Yeah.
I'm almost like I'm not pleased with that. Like I could probably figure out how to dial that down.
no,
It's in
I
a
think
keg.
it fades really quick. It's not
Okay.
a lasting bitterness. Like when you bring it in your mouth, there's a tingle there, but it's not. The carbonation is light. I think it's light.
Okay.
It rises quickly and it's gone. I think for a lager, you might expect a little bit more of a stronger bubble presence there.
Okay. Well, that's what I got. So this was a 5-gallon batch. I had 9 pounds of Pilsner in it, and then 1 pound of Munich, and then did 11 ounces of Carafa Special II. For the color, gravity was 1047. I didn't grab the original gravity. I think that it was, didn't write it down.
The
I
final
think it was
gravity?
like, yeah, I didn't get the final gravity written in my little notebook. But I think it was in between 10, 12.
I was gonna say it tastes like 10-12.
Well, there you go. That's what I got. So,
It's wonderful.
yeah, we'll see.
This is great beer. This is the type of dark beer that, as the weather gets hotter, if it ever warms up here and stops raining,
Yeah.
this is a beer, despite its color, would go down really easy on a warm day.
Yep. Yeah. I'm down.
This is a good seasonal transition beer, like late spring into summer.
That's what I was trying to go for. I wanted it for this time of year because I knew that it would be kind of nice and a little bit different than something pale yellow and fizzy.
Very good.
And I'm hoping to see what the judges have to say in competition. So that's the plan. All right, that's what I got.
Sweet.
So I think that if you're looking to brew a black lager yourself, give it a try. I think that there are recipes out there that do sort of have the roasty backbone and something, but try brewing something that's more supposedly traditional, which is really just just some malts, some debittered malts to get you that color, but really try to basically make a Pilsner that's a little
We'll
black.
put the basic recipe in the description below.
We can do that. We can absolutely do that. Cool. All right, for John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. I need more beer. Brew on.
Cheers.